Hi everybody, let's do some work for our side legs. There's some wonderful exercises in the Pilates repertoire that is really suitable to almost anyone. If you can't flex, if you have difficulty with balance, this is something that everybody can do. We'll just do a few of them today. There's so many, I'll be able to bring you some more at another time. What I'd like you to do is come along the back side of your mat. And if you're going to lay your head down on your arm, which is perfectly fine, if that doesn't feel comfortable, put a small pillow there. The really important thing here is you always want to be lifting your obliques, your side waist muscles off of the mat. If you just kind of collapse them there, you're just not doing very much. If you prop your head up like this, it's okay, but you just don't want those ribs to sag. It's actually much harder to do this and still maintain that control. So you may start here and work it up. You can have your legs fully straight, or you can make them come forward into a hinge to the opposite diagonal like a banana pose. So the first thing I'm going to do is just press up and down with my leg. And you think, well, why is that so hard? It is hard if you do it well. You're still lifting your side waist, and you're really focusing on the effort of the weight bearing in your leg, right? We'll do 5 or so of each exercise. You could do 8 to 10. Now, as I make a circle, I'm making a small circle that is keeping my pelvis very controlled, right? Anyone could do a fast exercise, but I'm trying to reach back and touch my heel each time like I'm picking passengers up on a Ferris wheel, right? And of course, we've got to reverse it. So lengthening every time, never letting momentum do my work. This is the precision of Pilates. This is why it's so challenging. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But they're not. They need to learn it. That's why you're here. Okay. Then we're going to keep the leg up to the height of the hip, and I want to crease at my hip joint here. Flex forward with a flex foot and point back. Now, it's important that you don't let this leg wiggle and wobble as you come forward. Keep those adductors, those inner thigh muscles working throughout, and point back. Flex, kick forward, working the hamstrings, point back. You're getting those quadriceps to fire. And then at the end, you can just take the leg back, press it on the floor, reach that top arm in opposition. It's just delicious. And then this one, got to kind of end with this because it's so hard, but it's so effective, working your IT band and all those outer hip muscles. It's called hot potatoes. So I'm going to externally rotate from the hip, and I'm going to lift and lower that leg from the hip. My heel is down. I'm keeping this pelvis super steady. I'm trying to keep my neck and shoulders from tightening, right? And you just hold that external rotation. You're feeling that, working those tight outer hip muscles. Now I'm going to internally rotate. So my toe is down, but notice I'm not lifting from my knee or my ankle. I'm lifting from the hip. That's the key point here, right? And then you might just kind of pat those bad girls because they have worked hard. Come up. You can take any kind of transition that you want. For the sake of efficiency, we'll go right to the other side. So remember that we're going to line up along the back of the mat, and then we're going to hinge forward, keeping a nice neutral spine, holding those low abs in. I'm going to start with my leg, lift and lower. Right? You could even make this a little bit more sexy if you like. You could bring it up, and then you could bring that bottom leg to join it. Oh yeah, I noticed that I needed a little kickstand to do it. So go back to that plain vanilla one we just did, or make this more challenging, or you can bring both legs up and down and use that control, and here's in a progression as you get a little stronger, right? Then we're going to make those circles. I started with the backward ones this time, just to be ornery. Yeah, and I'm going to really work on lengthening that leg, tapping the heel as I go and looking forward rather than at the leg, which is what we tend to do, but that strains your neck. Now I'm going to go forward, trying to keep my toes facing forward, parallel alignment. There's many ways you can do it. This is what we're doing today, just to work on this control, right? Then I'm going to bring the leg up to the height of the hip, keep those inner thighs working to not drop this leg as I flex forward, inhale, and exhale, point back. Exhale is our effort breath. That's where we want to draw those low belly muscles up and in throughout. Never pooching, never working so quickly that you lose your control. And we'll try 2 more. And back. You can tell it's already making me winded. It's challenging stuff. And on this next one, we'll just press back, take a little, full body stretch. Feels so good. And then here's those dastardly hot potatoes, right? And so we're going to go to that external rotation. Heel taps forward and back, but it's the hip that's the mover. Stable core right here. Forward and back. It really works into some of those tight sit bones. I mean, the tight outer hip muscles, because all of us are sitting way too much right now. Now internally rotate. See that the movement came from the hip. The hip is the lifter, right? Not the knee, not the toe. You might even need to look at yourself in a mirror to make sure you've got that good form. Whew, definitely feeling that. So just a few of the exercises that you can do to just really strengthen your side glutes. And we'll add a few more in a video to come, but I hope that will feel good to you and keep you from being tight in the side of your hips. See you next time.